All right. So just going back and we'll go through this one more time. Go ahead and put in the chat. If you're just joining us, one scale of 1 to 10, wondering where you're at, just go ahead and put the number in there. Don't have to add anything else. Just how confident are you feeling about 2024? And there's also a poll for this too. So feel free to go ahead and add it there. Thanks, Jeff. There you go. Jeff said a 7. Appreciate it. Okay, we are going to move fast through this. I always promise to try to just maximize the value of the time that you're investing. We know that your time is important. It's precious. You only have so much of it in a day. So we are going to go rapid fire through everything that we have, try to give you the best tips to make the most of your $20 million referral materials in February. We're always planning ahead for 1 month there. So don't worry about if you miss something or if you feel like you can't take notes with how fast we're going through it. We will provide everything in a running document that we have of each and every meeting. So you'll be able to see all of those things and be able to execute on it, or just reach out to us if you want to dive deeper on something. So with that, we're going to jump into it and go through. Quick reminder of last month, because I think this is important. So we highlighted the key things here with the stars and the bolds of what we think is most important and most time sensitive. One, get those first quarter events planned, get those first quarter gifts planned and start executing on those. If you're going to do an annual equity letter, make sure you do that early in the year. That is a great time to do it, and you don't want that time to slip away. And then we're still encouraging those special occasion cards, schedule those text message videos for all those birthdays, for all those things coming up throughout the year. Get those done now when sales are maybe a little bit slower. Other things from last month, you can check all of these out, get all of the details at the website below or from the QR code over there. It'll also have access on everything in the document that we send. So from the Christmas card excuse to I would list my home if to the best tool that you'll ever buy in real estate. So you'll be able to check all those things out. Make sure you're staying on top of things from last month. But let's go to something new, right? That's why you guys came for. So taking a look at February, we're going to touch on some key things. So the vendor list update, which is really a phone call or an email or text message. We're going to talk about 5 most expensive homes sold. Great email, love it. I'll tell you what that's all about. We hit on those special occasion cards, and we're talking about events as well. So let's roll into it. These are all the things that you have access to for February. From the $20 million site that you guys are all members of. And if you're not a member, reach out to me. We'll get you connected. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free and it's easy, and there's all sorts of resources. So this is a great call, email, text message activity, and it's all to build rapport with your clients by involving them in the creation of your vendor list. And we talked about vendor lists last month. We have lots of great videos on it as well, on how to really maximize that exercise. But this is such an easy phone call for you to make, because all we're doing is giving our clients a call and saying, hey, I'm updating my vendor list, and it's a tool I like to provide to all you guys each and every year. I like to make sure things are current. I like to make sure I'm providing the best sort of people to help with any of your housing needs. I'm just curious, have you had anybody out to work on the home lately that you've had a really good experience with, that maybe should be on the list that others would benefit from? And so that's all it is. And you can do you can do a phone call, and you can then continue the conversation about other things, or you could do that via an email or a text. And there are dialogues and templates right in our member site website that teach you how to do this. Super easy call, super effective, and your clients feel like they're a part of something. So really recommend that you make this easy call and get that conversation going once February hits. All right, this is my favorite email or text throughout the entire system to get people to visit your website. We love to drive traffic there, love them to be involved. And here's all it is. It's really simple. It's really easy. People love to see homes. They love to look at homes more than any of the articles that you'll ever send them in a newsletter. So this dialogue that's in your February materials, or this template, again, it comes in an email or a text format. The idea is find the 5 most expensive homes that you can either were sold in the last quarter and provide links to those homes on your website. If your website's got an IDX feed and provides that, or to your MLS portal so that they can see that. And there's lots of ways you can spin this, whether it was the home sold quarterly, whether it's what's on the market right now if you have that IDX feed in your site, so that they get drawn into your website and hopefully spend some time there and start to see and maybe even search for some additional homes. Now with this, I love it because you can start to get creative on your own too. We have it in the program where it's options quarterly to do this, but maybe you expand it and maybe you do something every month and you start to do some of your own things and you pick out what are the 5 coolest kitchens that are out there on the market? What are the 5 strangest or unique properties that are out there? Is it the 5 best backyards? Whatever it might be, there are so many options out there for you to be able to get creative, and this will draw people to your website, and that's what you want because you want to start those conversations, right? So take a look at that. I promise you, this will drive more people to your website than any newsletter you put out there, any blog post, anything that you provide to them. So give it a try. Moving along, I told you we would move quickly through all of these things. And don't worry, we'll have some time at the end where we will be able to talk and share and ask questions. It's a lot of knowledge on the call right now, and want to make sure that we give you time to talk with each other and share. All right. The teacher always says, show your work. I don't even remember this back from school, but especially like in math class, if you just put the answer in and it was wrong, you didn't get any credit, right? But if you showed your work, then you got some credit, partial credit. And teachers would always say, hey, you need to make sure you show me your work. Well, we're taking a little bit different spin on this, and we're saying, okay, show your work as a real estate agent on social media. And here's what we mean is so often all of you being top pros, you make it seem super easy to everybody out there. We talk about the closing, we talk about those celebratory moments, right? But we don't see all of the work that you put in to get there or to get the clients there. We don't see any of the challenges that you helped somebody overcome. So this philosophy is talking about how do you take the work that you're doing, make a case study around it. Maybe you're sharing it as you go through the process of getting a home ready, whatever it might be, or getting a home to close. You talk about some of those challenges. Maybe there's a big success story where you helped somebody overcome, and you want to be sharing that work. Now, I'll give you another example, and this is building off of something that we talked about last month. And so you all go through the work of potentially pulling together equity letters or updating your clients with CMAs so that they know what their biggest investment looks like or how things have changed. And you may send that to them in a letter, maybe you have a phone conversation about it, email. You can take this a step further and maximize that work that you did. And there's an agent that shows a prime example here. Oh, sorry. Did not mean to click on that. Go back to resume share. And this comes from curator.com. And this is, I think, a really great idea. And I apologize, this is a little blurry because we zoomed in, but you can see there's a social media post here. We'll zoom it up a little bit. And what this agent did is she was doing equity updates, and she then put a post out there. So she's building rapport with that client by providing that equity update, but then she's also taking that work that she did and then putting that out on social media to try to, again, drive more additional leads to her business. I sold this house in Benton in 2021, and I recently did an equity update on it today. They have earned over 100K in equity over just 2 years. If you want a free equity evaluation, just DM me your address and I'll have it to you in a jiffy. So really simple, really easy, but shows how this agent helped that person be successful, and now offering up those opportunities to somebody else. You can see that as also an option here, just on a different platform. I just did an equity report for one of my clients who gained 155K in equity over the past 4 years. Would you like one? So you don't have to just send it to your clients, although I highly recommend doing that first, because that's what we're building, is referrals from them. But since you've already gone to the lengths of all that work, take it and maximize it by getting it out there for others to see the type of value that you provide. Same sort of thing, and this comes from Curator as well. And this is all about how to cheat the algorithm once you're on social media and doing these things. Just the fact that you're asking questions, that is the key. So we are looking for comments, and more comments, because that's what's going to drive more people to, or drive the algorithm to show more people your post, to have more people see that they can get an equity report from you by asking questions and getting comments. So let's ask questions people want to answer. And this was a great example that I wanted to just continue to share from curate.com about, can you guess the price of this home? It gets people involved. It gets people putting things in the comments. So just another quick little tip that I saw in there, thought would be helpful for some of you to drive a few more leads. Now let's get to it. One of the things that we've been talking about and sharing with you is that we are going to share a annual plan of a $60 million producer out there. And so this is from Nate Martinez, an agent from Remax Professionals all the way in Arizona. He's been a Diamond Club, Pinnacle Club, now team leader, which for those of you who might not know, that's over $2 million in commissions annually. And so if you do the math on that, you can see where his numbers come out. And so I want to dive into this a little bit, and we will share this with you too. You can download it and see exactly what he's doing, but let's go just kind of quarterly. And then we have a few just kind of things to note, to stand out, that we want you to be aware of. Nate was able to go through this really quick, identify the things that he liked. You can see that in each month, and in each column, he even is selecting multiple things that he's excited about. And also you can see that he's decided on his client events and his pop buys for the first quarter. Again, as we move on, you can see some of his months are heavier than others. April's a pretty light month. May, he ramps up a little bit with a few more things. You can see August is super busy for him. July is pretty busy too. So again, not every month is going to match up with the same amount of activity levels, but he does have events coming up. He's using some of his own creativity and saying, hey, I have some events that I've done in the past. I'm going to add them to my plan, even though that they're not on there. And as he finishes up the year too, super busy December, but a great time to connect with people. And he actually even has 2 events planned in the fourth quarter. Now let's just, if we break that down, the things that I want to note, and I think that are really important for all of us to see, is one, Nate's gone through and all of the activities are chosen and the events are selected throughout the entire year. You can see that to produce the type of volume that he's doing, multiple activities are selected for each and every month. He's done one more event than what we've even recommended in here by adding a 5th. He's got gifts every quarter. He's been creative with his own ideas. The dates are selected, so now he's got some deadlines. You know, he has to hit those marks. Things don't get pushed off to the side. More importantly, budgets are set, so he knows what his spend is going to be for those particular activities. And now that he's got it all complete, Nate can have his assistant or his staff members help execute on this, and they're not waiting and going, hey, well, Nate, what are we doing this quarter? What's up next? They can start executing on it. They can go to the website. They can grab the different dialogues, the different templates, the standard operating procedures, and start putting those things into motion. So a very well laid out plan, very thorough. You can download it from the QR code here, or we will provide it as well in the email after this so that you guys can take a look at it. And it's always good to learn from others. We would love to see what you filled out. We'd love to create a collection of these and show how agents are being creative, how they're using their plan. So if you have yours completely filled out and are willing to share it, we would absolutely love to see that. So please just send it our way. All right. Very quickly, because it's already 12:18, and I said I'd try to get this all in 20 minutes for you. This is so simple, but so effective. So when you're doing your mailing, when you're doing your special occasion cards, whatever it might be, if you have the materials going out in an envelope, pick a brightly colored envelope so that you stand out from that sea of white envelopes. You know what comes in white envelopes to people's houses? Bills. And so we don't want to be associated with those. We want to stand out from the crowd. And this is such an easy way to do it. And then the great thing is when you give them a call, say you're following up on an invite to an event. Hey, did you get my invite to our orchard event coming up? It came in the bright red envelope. It's just such an easy conversation, such an easy way to stand out from the crowd and the sea of mail that they may receive. So don't, it's not going to cost you really much anything extra. Just pick a brightly colored envelope and stand out from the crowd. All right, really quick, and this is just an added note. So, and why we want you to be consistently staying in front of your sphere, doing monthly activities, is because sellers think about moving for 6 months before they finally pull the trigger on it. Buyers think about it for 3 to 4 months. So we need that consistency of being in front of our sphere often, so that we catch them while they are planning. And the more times that you can be planting that seed that you're the right person for them, or that they should be referring others to you over the course of that time period, the better off you'll be. And also a quick note, if you have old leads that you think are dead, they may not be, because people think about it for a long time. So call, text, or email. Really simple. Are you still interested in ... list whatever they were looking for when they were an original lead a while back. I promise you, if you do this, you will see new business come through. This will be included in the presentation for you moving forward. These are just some bonus resources from our firm, things that we've put out and provide on a regular basis to our agents. Thought that you might want to check those out. Some good options there that pair really well with the $20 million referral program. And lastly, before I open it up just for some questions and in general talking, we are hiring. So we are looking for existing real estate pros. We have teams looking for team members, motivated new agents as well. And so we know a lot of you on this call, many of you are with us, many of you are not. You may not be looking for a move at all, and be very happy with where you are, but you may know others that are just looking for a change of atmosphere. They're looking for new leadership. Maybe they just need a change, or you just know some really motivated people that you think would be great for the real estate industry. We would love to have some of your referrals from that standpoint as well. So please keep us in mind, and it could be just a small thank you. You know, we're trying to pour all sorts of energy and value into this program, and be a nice way of saying thank you and a little give back. So we appreciate that and your consideration for all of those future referrals. So with that, I know we packed a ton in and we went very, very quickly. But at that point in time, this is all the material that we had to share. Would love to just open it up at this point in time. If anybody has any questions about anything we presented or